Phylum Platyhelminthes. They are actually dorso-ventrally flattened bodies. You can see here in the picture as well as in the diagram. They are dorso-ventrally flattened bodies, so that is why they are called as flatworms. They are mostly endoparasites. They live inside the body of the animals, including human beings. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers, they are present in these parasitic forms, and some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surfaces. Specialized cells called flame cells. They are present. They help in osmoregulation and excretion. And now the sexes are not separate, and fertilization is internal, and development is through many larval stages. And some members like Planaria, they possess a high regeneration capacity also. Example is Taenia, that is tapeworm, and Fasciola, that is liver fluke. Next we come to phylum Aschelminthes. Now the body of the Aschelminthes is a circular in cross section, and hence they are called as roundworms. They are free living, aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic in plants as well as in animals. They have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, they are pseudocoelomates, and here the alimentary canal is complete. They do possess muscular pharynx. A well-developed muscular pharynx is present for the swallowing of the food, and an excretory tube removes body waste from the body through the excretory pore also. So they are dioecious, that is male and females they are distinct, and often females they are longer than the males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct, and the young ones they resemble the adult, or the development can be indirect also in some species. Examples are Ascaris, that is roundworm, Wucheria, which is a filarial worm, and Encyclostoma, that is a hookworm. Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine, freshwater, terrestrial, free living, and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of organization, and they are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented, and they are coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metameres, and hence this phylum name is Annelida. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion, movement, and aquatic annelids like Nereis, they do possess some lateral appendages which are called as parapodia, which helps in swimming also. So a closed circulatory system is present in them. Closed circulatory system, we have already discussed what is that, with arteries, veins and capillaries. And nephridia, which helps in osmoregulation as well as excretion. So they do possess a neural system, nervous system. They do possess a neural system which consists of a paired ganglia, and they are connected to the lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. So Nereis, which is an aquatic form, that is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches, they are monoecious. Dioecious means the male and the female they are separate, whereas monoecious means hermaphrodite, where the male and female reproductive organs are present in the same individual. So reproduction is sexual. Examples are Nereis, Ferretima, that is earthworm, and Hirudinaria, that is leech. Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest phylum of the animal kingdom, and it includes insects. Over 2/3 of all the species on the earth, they are arthropods, and they have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. And the body of the arthropods is covered by a chitinous exoskeleton. What is chitin? Chitin is a fibrous substance which consists of polysaccharides, and it is a major constituent of the exoskeleton of these arthropods in the cell wall of certain fungi. Now, further we study the characteristics of arthropods. The body of arthropods is covered by a chitinous exoskeleton, and their body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. And they have jointed appendages also. Joint appendages. And the respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type, no arteries, veins, and capillaries here. And we also find they have special sense organs, which are antennae, and their eyes are compound as well as simple. Now, what is a compound eye? A compound eye is a visual organ which is found in arthropods such as insects and crustaceans, and it consists of thousands of ommatidia, which are tiny independent photoreception units which receives the light, and they consist of cornea, lens, and photoreceptors which distinguish brightness and color also. So they do possess compound as well as simple eyes. They do possess statocysts or balance organs. They are also present in them. And excretion takes place through the Malpighian tubules, and they are mostly dioecious, and fertilization is internal. They are mostly oviparous, that is, they lay young ones, and the development is direct or indirect. Indirect means the development is through various stages like egg, larva, pupa, adult, whereas direct means the direct young ones, they are born. Now, examples: the mostly economically important insects like honeybees, silkworm, lac insect, mosquitoes, and locust and crabs, they all belong to this category. Mollusk. Mollusk is the second largest animal phylum, and they are terrestrial, aquatic, marine or freshwater, and they have an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals, and their body is covered by a calcareous shell, and it is unsegmented, and they have a distinct head, muscular foot, and a visceral hump. And a soft and a spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. And the space between the hump and the mantle is called as the mantle cavity, and it is a feather-like gills they are present in it. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles, and the mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding, which is called as radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous and with indirect development. Examples are pila, that is apple snail, pearl oyster, cuttlefish, octopus, dentalium, and chiton. These are the examples. Echinodermata. These animals, they have an endoskeleton which is made up of calcareous ossicles. Now, what are calcareous ossicles? These are ossicles which has calcareous elements which are embedded in the dermis of the body. Dermis is this just part of the skin wall of the echinodermata, and they form the part of the endoskeleton, and they provide rigidity to the organism. Now, all the marine, they all are marine, and they have organ system level of organization. They are also called as spiny bodied animals. The adult echinoderms, they are radially symmetrical, but their larvae, they are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals, and the digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and the anus on the upper or the dorsal side. You can see here this aperture. This is the ventral side, and the opposite will be the dorsal side. Now, the most distinctive feature of echinoderm is the presence of the water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food, and respiration, and an excretory system is absent here. And most of the organisms, they are separate, male and female, and reproduction is sexual, and the fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect, with the free living larval stage is also shown here. Examples are the starfish, sea urchin, sea lily, sea cucumber, and of Fura, that is a brittle star. Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under the phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-chordates. Now this phylum consists of small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomates. The body is cylindrical and it is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar, you can see here anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. You can see here in this picture also they have a long trunk. And circulatory system is of open type, no arteries, veins, capillaries, and respiration takes place through the gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. And sexes, they are separate and the fertilization is external and the development is indirect. Example is Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus. Chordata. Now in chordata, the animals, they are having notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord and a paired pharyngeal gill slit which is present in them. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomates and with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Urochordate. Now phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla, that is Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata, they are together called as protochordates and are exclusively marine, and in urochordates notochord is present only in the larval tail, while in the cephalochordates it extends head to tail region and it is persistent throughout their life. Now examples of urochordates are Ascidia, Salpar, Doliolum, Cephalochordata, Branchiostoma, that is Amphioxus or Lancelet. And the members of the subphylum Vertebrata, they possess notochord during the embryonic period, and notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. So thus all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. So vertebrates, they have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers. Their kidneys are there for excretion and osmoregulation, and they have paired appendages which may be fins or limbs also. Now when we compare chordates and non-chordates, we find that in chordates notochord is present whereas it is absent here. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single in the chordates, whereas it is ventral, solid and double in the non-chordates. Pharynx is perforated by gill slits in chordates, whereas gill slits, they are absent in the non-chordates. Heart is ventral in position in chordates, whereas heart is dorsal in position in the non-chordates. There is a post-anal tail which is present in all chordates, whereas post-anal tail is absent in the non-chordates. Now the subphylum Vertebrata, it is further divided into Agnatha and Gnathostomata. In Agnatha, we find that they do not have jaw. So there is only one class which belongs to Agnatha which lack jaws, that is of Cyclostomata. Whereas Gnathostomata, which is a superclass which is further divided into Pisces and Tetrapoda. In Pisces, we find all kinds of fishes, whether chondrichthyes or osteichthyes, both cartilaginous and bony fishes, they belong to this category. Whereas in Tetrapoda, which bear limbs, okay, can be 4 or 2, so they are amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals.